scraps, and we are going to fix this 12 Days of Christmas organizer once and for all. This is it. I'm going to get it done. I've been, so I love this organizer. It is so cute. It is the 12 Days of Christmas organizer, and there's a matching transfer, but the problem is you have to, in order to get it on the pockets, you have to do each one separately, and the writing is so tiny, and the weave of the fabric on this hanger is so thick that you can't really read that writing underneath in that gold ribbon at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, like right down there. Do you see? There's lettering. So that one says, for calling birds, yeah, calling birds is what it says down there, but you really can't read it. So I'm a little frustrated, and I'm frustrated with how long it takes me to do the whole dang thing. So I'm going to fix this once and for all, and you get an opportunity to learn from my mistakes and my problems. So, and I feel like, so I'm thankful you're here. So come along. We are going to fix that. We are going to fix the entire thing. And hopefully I will find a much quicker, easier way to do this as well in the process. So I don't think that one's any better. Some of my mats, I always keep my mats here. Ooh, here, I found a good one. I have some good ones, and I have some really, really worn ones because we use them a ton. So this is our ink mat. You always want to keep your packaging because it's a sticky ink mat, and it uses it over and over and over. So what I've decided to do is kind of redo the whole thing on a piece of muslin. And I pulled out some fabrics, different kinds of fabrics. I wanted it to be pretty close, and not clash. If you can believe it or not, it'll clash, different ones. So anyway, I love the color combination I chose, but I'm not loving how this has been turning out. So I'm taking this muslin and I'm putting it onto, I should really go to the other side because I have cut into it already. Here we go. I'm going to use this, I guess I don't even have to have it in the center, mat, and put the fabric down, and I'm going to use the fabric and redo all of those pockets. And because I'm not having to lift it and worry about smearing it and everything, I'm going to be able to do this all in one fell swoop, right? One fell swoop. That's what we want to do. So I'm just trying to get this on here with a little bit of the selvage, I guess, up over the mat, because we don't need, I want it as close to the edge as possible without going over, because I just want to do them all over again. So we're going to just use this corner here. We're going to put the transfer on. I'm going to make sure all the bumps and everything are out. The muslin fabric, because it's a little bit tighter weave than that canvas organizer is, I think is going to work a lot better for doing this project. So, whew, it's a good thing you can use these transfers. This is my third time using it. And I think, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do the title part again, just because I'm just going to do the pockets. I'm not going to waste my time. Every single time that I do a craft show or, a market or something, I tell you what, I have like a running total of all the different projects I want to do for the shows. Hello, Boris. Good to have you here. So once I get this done and painted, I am going to, or not painted, inked. And this is dried, and then I heat set it. I'm going to rip it apart so it's rough, and then we are going to use my secret weapon, Fabric Fusion, to put it on. The reason I want to use a fabric product is because it will not show up on the fabric. It won't show, glue marks. So I am just going to redo it all. So I hope you'll come along with me today, and, but every time I get ready for a craft show, I'm always like thinking about all of these, and I kind of want to get this on here straight because it will rip. I will rip this out, actually. Maybe I'll rip it right away so I know where the straightness is. Excuse me. I am fighting. I am not getting a cold. I'm fighting a cold. My daughter brought it home from college. And she just called me from college. And she's like, I am so sick. What should I do? I'm like, she's not so worried about, she'll go to her classes because the college students, you know, they're all sick all the time. Sickos. But her class this evening is choir, and it's a community choir, and she doesn't want to get the older ladies sick. So but it's her final rehearsal before the concert after Thanksgiving. So she's worried about placement and stuff like that. So she is, I said, well, let your professor know sooner than later. They don't want to know last minute. All right, so here is our fabric. I just ripped it off because that's how I'm ripping. Makes a nice clean line. You don't have to try to cut a straight line when you rip. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Remove it, not, and then put it back on because I want it to be straight. Give myself plenty of space. There we go. Get it all flattened out again. All right, and I am eyeballing the straightness of it, so it's all relative. But I want to be able to just tear apart my squares once I get them all done, and then we'll just paste them right back onto the transfer. So I actually have the opportunity to do some different colors, and I'm noticing that most of these are kind of green, kind of red, kind of gold. So I might do a little bit of green in my life. Sorry, I can't help my singing ways. If you stick out here any amount of time, I probably am going to sing something to you at some point. So prepare yourself. I have a new green. I want to use up the old green first. There it is. Yeah. It's low, but we're going to be good because I've got more red, more green. I probably don't have more gold. And that's the part that's going to be difficult. So we'll see. We shall see. I just like all the greens on here. Maybe I'll just go through and do all the greens while we're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. This is a crafting channel, so I appreciate you being here. If you are a crafter, I'd love to have you here. And I'm not going to be able to get this open at all. Just my luck. It was open the other day, so I know it can come open. It like hardened down. I cannot get it. That is dumb. Do you guys ever feel that? Like, where are my muscles? Why can't I use them? All right, it is a new container. I'm just giving up on that. I have like zero patience too. So anyway, every time I'm getting ready for any sort of craft fair, I always feel like I've got one big project that I really, really want to go to the craft fair. And it always feels like there's one that is a bugger. And what I mean by that is it just gives me grief. And maybe this is the one. And I hope this is the only one. That's all I have to say about it, because I don't want to have other ones. I'm sorry, you might be on the wrong channel here. I'm not sure where you're trying to be. This is a crafting channel, so just move along if you're not a crafter. I'd love to have you here, give you some ideas for Christmas, gifting, and whatnot. So I do sell craft supplies, so if you want the supplies, go down to shop my site down below, and I would love for you to shop and support my small business. It pays the bills. It helps pay the bills. I don't pay all the bills. That is a family adventure, paying all the bills. So since I have an opportunity to do a little switch up, I guess I'm going to switch up colors because I was doing only I like the gold, but I think I didn't pre-think the gold and red. They didn't pre-think any of there's greens on every single one of these. So I think I'm just going to go through and do all the greens on every single one. And because I'm doing this all on one sheet now, and it's not barely, because the other thing I was running into was that other, oops, not the whole thing, Dory. That organizer, it's so rough, it was not holding on to the transfer. So I was really struggling with that. It was coming out, but that, I don't know, it just wasn't as perfect as I would like it to be. So we're just going through, I'm doing the leaves. Should I do green pears? I think I might. Green pears. I might do the outskirts here. Partridge in a pear. Pears are definitely green at some part of the season, right? This is pesto that I'm using. Let me see if I can get it back on here. Oh, let me get you down a little bit so you can see. What about my business? So it's a crafting business. I show you all kinds of ideas and provide a way to get the craft supplies, and so that's down below. But I also do share with you all kinds of crafting ideas here, and I love to. Oh my gosh, I left my dog outside and I can hear him barking out there. He's mad. I tried to tell him he didn't want to go out because I wasn't going to pay attention. What are these? Oh, birds. 2 turtle doves. I'm like, what are these? You gotta pay attention while you're talking. And then I also, when I make things, I do try to get them listed on my website. So if there is something that you see me making this week, like if you wanted to purchase this, contact me directly, because I'm not getting it up on the site this week because I'm getting ready for doing a craft show. So, and I don't want to put it up on there and then on the same day have it in person and then sell it to somebody else. So that's what's going on with that. So anyway, I did get an extra one of those organizers, and oh, my poor Poochie. He's upset. I forgot about him because I was on the phone. Can you see that? Are we in the middle? There we go. So I'm just going through doing all the greens, kind of around the outsides, and then I'll come back in. We'll discuss it maybe. Do the reds. I did the top thing on the. There's a little bit of greens. I might have to. There's some. I'm also seeing some berries here. I wanted it to be sort of like one full color, and I might do the other one kind of like one color instead of trying to do all kinds of different colors. I don't know. Maybe I'll have some regrets. Who knows? But I'm just going around. I think I'll hit these musical notes with green, even though black would be better. This is Calling Birds, so they've got the little musical notes on there. I think that's very cute. If you know the 12 Days of Christmas song, definitely know what so 5 golden rings. And this is where I started thinking yesterday, I shouldn't just do them all red. I should, here I'm doing greens, red, and so this is the crunch. I'm trying to get everything ready for the craft fair. Kind of getting, I was starting to get my 12 Days of Christmas tags. I made all the tags last night for 4 boxes because I want to bring them to the craft fair. But if you are interested in 12 Days of Christmas, I've only got 6 of them left. So if you would, I've only got materials for 6 at this point. Unless you told me soon enough, I can possibly go over that amount, but I don't want you to miss out. Let's just say that. If you are interested in that. I think those are little berries on there. Okay, 6 geese a laying. This takes some concentration though. You do want that ink mat underneath here because it does protect. This is going much faster than it was going on that, right on that organizer. So I'm kind of glad I decided to just jump back into it and redo these on a piece of fabric. So that's what we're doing. I'm redoing it. I'm saving you all the stress of trying to do the print right on the bundle or right on the organizer because it wasn't working. I'm saving you. That's what I'm here for. I'm saving you from all the making the mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes. Okay. 7 swans a swimming. I definitely, as a child, loved all the songs that repeat tons of times. It's my favorite thing. I used to try to drive my mom crazy in the car. She would not let us have our own headphones back in the day when you listened to tapes. And she would be like, no electronics here. So we had to... Oh, this is all a leaf here. I gotta pay closer attention here. No electronics on our road trips, you know, and then so it would be like silence because they didn't really have radio stations everywhere back in the 80s. And so these road trips with my brothers, and so if she said no electronics, I would be like, okay, then I will totally annoy you. And I do all the songs I knew. This is a good one. Oh, 12. I thought I got the... This is a good one to do. 12 Days of Christmas, because it goes on forever. Yes, for sure. I sell my crafts. There's like, in the middle of this goose, there's flowers and leaves. I don't understand, so I'm gonna go over it, I guess, with green. I'll think about that one. 8, I can always come back. So the big thing you want to make sure is that you don't have any bubbles in the transfer. This is a sticky back transfer that you reuse. And thankfully you can reuse it many times because I've already had 3 uses on it because I was trying very hard to just do a couple of pockets and not smear the ink from pocket to pocket. But this works out nicely because it doesn't come off. With the pockets, you had to line it up in a certain way on each pocket individually. And I didn't want to cut this apart because I have aspirations of doing like a 12 by 18, just a picture with all these in it, because I think that would look really cute. Okay, the maid has little greens in her skirt. I'm gonna try. Oh my goodness. A paintbrush might be easier, but you know, that would be too much work. Well, now my dog is not barking, so I don't know what I think about that. Here's some musical notes again. 9 ladies dancing. Yeah, so I used to sing the 12, you know, because you get 12 drummers strumming. Maybe I'll sing it when I get there. So you may not appreciate it either. I love the idea of this. This would be such a fun thing for grandparents. If you're a grandparent, to make one of these and then fill each of the pockets. You can give it to the whole family ahead of time, and they can enjoy the Christmas season with little gifts. It doesn't even have to, once you make the banner, you know, then you can just give the refills every year, and it could just be a piece of candy for each of the kids or something, you know, and a few little toys or whatever. Or you could put in little scripture verse in there, or a little note, a personal note from you each day, whatever you know, want, or do it for yourself. It's kind of a good heirloom quality. Okay, 10 Lords of Leaping. This one is kind of interesting. They've got the holly leaves and the graphics are really interesting on this one, but I love it. It's kind of old world, but kind of more funky. That makes sense. Because it's got the greens, it's got the holly leaves. Oh, shoot. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. Speaking of songs. The other favorite song on car trips with my mom was 100 Bottles of Beer on the Wall. I don't know why I knew that one so well, but I did. Of course, once you know one. Also, do you know some of the old camp songs? They were amazing too. Like, my mommy gave me a penny. I was trying to teach my grandkids that one, and as I started singing it, I thought, what am I doing? Why am I teaching my grandkids this song? And then there was another one, by Bubblegum. Oh, no. Instead, I bought Bubblegum. There was another one that went, that one's by Bubblegum. But it goes on and on, you know, through all the money. Actually, it's not a bad idea to learn the money. Penny, show me to pay Jack Penny, but I didn't pay Jack Penny. Instead, I bought Bubblegum. Buy Bubblegum. All the way up to choking on my bubblegum and throwing it up. Oh no, here comes mommy, is how it ends. So I'm like, why did I just teach that to my grandkids? I need to maybe watch myself a little bit. Piper's Piping. So we got more musical notes. I'm kind of excited that there's so many musical notes on this. I didn't notice that before. I didn't really look closely when I was doing it, you know, all one color. Oh my gosh, he's barking again. I'm going to have to take you on a walk so we can go get my doggy. Notes everywhere. Okay, I'm going to go get him in. You guys are coming with me. Get a little... Oh, go check out. You can actually join my team, my designer team. I'll do exactly what I do. All right, stay with me. It's gloomy and foggy. All right, going in the house. I'm in my little Airstream camper, if you hadn't known that before. And I'm going to go through, let the doggy in. Poor thing. I hear you, Poco. Oh, I know. See? Poco, hey. Oh, he's mad. He's not going to let me dry him off. Oh, well. Oh, hey, dry off. Dry your feet. Come here, right here. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Here, right here. All right, right here. Right here. Come here. Oh, you're muddy. Yeah. Oh, boy. Poco. Sorry. I know. Don't get mud in the house. It's kind of wet outside, misting. I know, you don't like that one. Okay, there you go. He's going to be a terrorist in the house and run around. Okay. Sorry about that little break. Let me show you my camper. There it is. 1953 Airstream. So yeah, check out the links down below and you can join my team when you hit it. You can get your craft supplies at a discount. You can make a little extra as a designer. That's how you can do it. All right, we are back. Oops. There we go. Not bad for a little trip, right? Get a little coffee and get back to our greens. So I appreciate you going on that trip and sorry if I made you dizzy. All right. I found some little notes I forgot. I think the next thing I'm going to do is gold. Because, oops, I see a bump in the fabric here. Because I do see some areas I want to get. Can you see? All right. Yep, click the link down below. I'm happy to have you on my team. It costs just $20 a month to get access as a designer or as a perks member. And you get 40% off as a designer of your products. Glad you asked. And then anybody that purchases from your website, you get 25% of what they purchase on your name. So, you know, I make a little bit when you actually, for me, it's better if you, okay, I think we hit up all the greens. Probably have to come back and do a little touch up at some point because, you know, you always miss something. Just doing a quick look here to see if I got all the greens. I think it was a good place to start though. All right, so I'm going to put that away. This is ink I'm using. It is a permanent ink. And if you're a crafter, this is a great way to make some extra money, pay for your crafting habits. But you know what? It's so much fun to like just be able to craft away, and you know, it's a lot of therapy. All right, I wanted to do next the gold. So I'm going to try to do that number, and hopefully our gold is a little less liquidy than it was last night. If you go back and watch all the other ones, you can watch all the difficulties I was having trying to do. If you need a reason why you should not, why you should use a piece of fabric as opposed to using the, I'm just mixing this up because this was a little on the liquidy side. Why you want to use a piece of fabric instead of using the organizer and then apply it to the organizer that way. So I'm just going to put this on the banner. I think I'm going to stick with the same, oop, that went under. It is still liquidy. All right. Use the gold. Let me see. I want to see what it looks like. Oh, it looks much better. Much better. There. Okay, because we just need I just wanted to make sure it was looking okay. And then I'm going to do I'm going to do the numbers. Make sure the number is down in gold, as well as the turtle doves. I still just like the thought of having. And then when I do the ends of this ribbon, I'm noticing it'll go underneath if I push against it. So I want to go towards the center of the ribbon. Hope that makes sense. Do the 3. And I'm just sort of using this like a paintbrush. You could use it. You could even use a paintbrush if you wanted to, but you know, this is a little bit stiffer, so it does kind of get into the fabric a little better. There we go. This is gold shimmer, the color, and the ink, it's going to be permanent. These colors are totally going to stain this. So here's my golden rings that I'm thinking about doing gold here. So and even the shimmer with the little bit of sparkle in it, it's a little like got a little bit more like bulk to it. So you want to kind of push really well into it to get it in. So that's why I like to use the tool to do the coloring. But you just sort of use it like a paintbrush, and thankfully the white parts are what's going to fill up with it. Our ink is non-toxic, so you don't have to worry. You can use this with kids and it's going to be just fine. Okay, come back, and I was like, I know I want to do the 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. Right? You just feel like you have to finish it, don't you? Oops, I don't want to go that way. Go towards the center on the outsides of that. For whatever reason, the shape of that really does affect where the gold goes. I could have used too. It's just a lot of gold on this one. I feel like maybe the 5 should be a red because, you know, every time you sing the verse, it's 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3, you know, it's like brief on the other numbers, but 5 golden, kind of drag it out a little bit. But once this ink dries, probably tomorrow, I will go ahead and come back and press this with a heat press and a piece of parchment paper down between it so I don't get it anywhere. I think I'm gonna, oh my gosh, I have an idea. I'm gonna do the eggs golden. Right? Who doesn't want a golden egg? Trying very hard, but you know, it might be a little sloppy. It's okay. It's handmade. 6 geese a lane. Oops, I see that there's not some on the 5. When I peel this, I'll probably have to come back and hit places. Maybe I didn't see that I didn't get it very good or whatever. Probably have to do little touch-ups. So when you peel this to reveal this, you want to just double check that you covered everything, got all the areas you want, so it looks nice and clean. I'm just going back and trying to pick up any of the area, any of the excess. You do use a little bit more on fabric. The ink can be used on fabric or glass and made permanent by heat setting it. So you just want to heat set it for about 30 to 60 seconds on the highest setting you can use with the fabric. For the, if you use it on glass, you can put it in the oven, a cool oven, on a tray. Oops, that one has a little... Oop, he's got a crown. This swan's a swimming. He's got a little crown. So I'm going to do the crown in gold. So there's just going to be touches of gold, except for where the numbers are, right? So I'm doing the numbers and the banners in gold, and then just an occasional little gold touch where it seems like it should be. And then, of course, we did pesto. This is called gold shimmer. So this project is, you know, I think beginners could do it for sure, but it's going to be a little more time inclusive. The way to make it easier would be to use just one color on the whole thing, and you wouldn't have to sit and paint in anything. 9 ladies dancing. It's kind of weird how the song ends up with like ladies together, birds together instead of being spread out, but I think it's a rhyming thing. They obviously weren't thinking about what is it going to look like on a picture. They were thinking about, look, what makes this song sound good and festive. Okay, we're down to 10 Lords of Leaping. Get our 10 done. I need to move this up a little because I'm off the mat. And I guess if you really make a mess on the fabric, you can always come back and make a new one, because we're going to be ripping these apart, so they're going to be applied separately. So I will definitely, I'm excited to get this done, but I probably won't get it torn apart and glued together until tomorrow. So you'll have to stay tuned. If you're not on my Facebook page, Prairie Scraps, go hunt me down, and then you'll see the pictures of the completed project. So hopefully you'll take a look at that. And at this craft show, I think I'm gonna do the little, I don't know, maybe I disagree with that. There's a horn here. Piper's piping, so they've got like a horn, and I'm gonna do that in gold. So I'm trying to get it, but I did the little, like the little lines coming out of the horn, like it's making noise. I guess what I thought was my own dog barking is not my own dog barking. It sounds like one of the neighbor dogs is barking. I need to take some of this gold off of here. There's too much. I did the little lines in gold, and now I'm kind of regretting. I kind of wish I did that in red. I have carpal tunnel, so this is something that you can do with carpal tunnel or arthritis, but it's not the best because I am losing some feeling. I am losing some feeling. I guess I should have maybe done all of those notes. That, in hindsight, I would like to do the notes in the shimmer gold instead of doing those in green, but it's okay. There's no right or wrong. Okay, I think we've got all the gold. So yay, there's not very much of my gold left. If your gold, or if any of your inks or pastes get dried out, you can go ahead and add a little bit of distilled water, and that will help it reconstitute. Sometimes when I have a really dry one, I'll put some water on top to get it going. And this one in particular, I think that's what I did with it, and it got too wet. So that's why it's so runny. But we're gonna leave the gold down and move on to our red. We have a couple different colors of red in ink. We have candy apple red and cherry. I am using Love Struck, which was earlier this year. It was the the color of the month. Every month we have a new color of the month. However, ours is out this month. It's while supplies last. So sometimes it's an ink, sometimes it's a chalk. This was an ink month, so I was like, ooh, another color red, because for the longest time, we only had cherry apple red. So I was like, it would be nice to have a deeper color red. So anyway, I'm down to the bottom of the barrel, but I do have another new one, just like I have the green. So here we are. All right, got that. Get these little berries. I might have to have another one. I have another one. See, they have two different ends. This one will get this up here. This will do these little berries better. Whoops, maybe if I'm not messy about it. It just gets in there better with the berries. I was struggling with that. I don't always do really great with, small things because of my carpal tunnel. So this just goes to show, usually my projects turn out okay. So even regardless, it gives me an opportunity to craft, even though like I can't crochet. I can embroider, however, because I've been doing small projects. I can't do like great big projects for long hours on end, but I can, however, do like a small, like I've been embroidering hats, the Carhartt hats. That's what I've been doing lately, selling them like hotcakes. I don't even have any of those ready for my sale on Saturday because I keep selling them. In fact, I'm selling more than I have. I have an order. I filled an order yesterday and got it shipped out. I think it was to New Hampshire. So I'm excited about that. So I appreciate that. I don't have any on my website right now because I'm afraid to like take too many orders and not be able to get them done in a timely manner. So kind of have a stop at it. So just text me if that's something you want to see or do get. I'm working on doing some videos of making the Carhartt hats with embroidery, but I could do that okay with the embroidery. The red is actually harder just because we're like trying to stay in the center area with red. And I know that red like really stains. It really does. So I don't want to go over the lines. We'll see if we need to open up a new one or not. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. So I think we have that top line done. Let's see. Get this berry over here. The red is going to stain no matter what. Sometimes with ink, if you make a little boo-boo or something, you can get it out right away. But I don't even know that I would try with the red because it is got really strong pigments. So it's not gonna be corrected very easily. Let's just say that. You want your ink when you're using it to be yogurt consistency. This one is much better than that gold. If it's too thin, it's going to sneak underneath. If it's too dry, it's going to, when you lift it up, it won't stay on whatever you're trying to paint, paste. So get some of this off of here. Kind of got it moving up. All right, I'm going to try the little one. Wonder if I can get, I wonder how far this little bit, and see, I'm way down to the bottom here, actually seeing through. See if I can get these little berry dots here. Oops, I think I just got a little leaf. This is, you could use a paintbrush for these little areas, but like I said, I don't have much control with a paintbrush at all, just because of my carpal tunnel, so I don't know. But it will work. And I just like the texture better. I think it looks better coming through the transfer. I'm trying to use this smaller based one and get some control here, but at this point, I cannot feel my fingers, my first 3 fingers on my right hand. I just don't have any feeling. It's like tingling. So that's the carpal tunnel speaking. But I am determined to get this done. So you know that when I make something, it is handmade with love for sure. It's an act of service because, maybe somebody else would give up because of the pain, but I am not. We are here. Crafting is important. It's enough of a